You know what Winston Churchill said about courage, Pat? He said, courage is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. So you want to courageously hold on to your dream and not lose enthusiasm.
I want to talk about failure. I want to talk about why things go wrong, why you fail to study better, and you're wasting your time, because you can learn as much, if not more, from your failures, your non-starts, your hesitations, as you can from your successes. We think that things happen overnight, but they don't. They happen every day, in each passing moment.
So what happens when you fail, right? And shit hits the fan. Like, what happens? When everything goes wrong, you're constantly failing at developing these skills. This end result that you have, every road or constantly the stairs to get to that thing, you keep failing. You just keep hitting the wall and you can't get through it.
You win or you lose. You waste or you create. Winning or passing an exam or a degree, it's not a one-time thing. It's an everyday thing, an every moment thing. You don't win once in a while. You don't do things right once in a while. You do them right all of the time. Winning as a result, or success, excellence, they're all habits. And conversely, if you look at the opposite side of the coin, so is losing.
And maybe you're experiencing something similar where you're constantly doing something new you've never done before and you're not getting good at it. You're not forming the skills. You're not developing the habits. You're just not getting better at it, and you're constantly failing, and people around you are like, hey, like, you're failing, like, this is getting old. So lesson one I learned is we tend to blame others, other people, circumstances, challenges when we fail.
It's all the cumulative moments that led up to that point. And if you're trying to discover how do you stop wasting time, there's only one thing that you need to really find, and that's direction. You need direction, your own direction, not someone else's direction, not your parents' direction or society's direction or social media's direction, your own direction.
But I want to share a quick story with you, because the first year at Ole Miss, for some of you that know my story, for some of you that don't, it was a blast. Like, getting my ass kicked every day over and over again was fun because I was just excited to be there, right? But year two failures, right? And constantly getting kicked around, and year three failures and not getting off the practice squad and running to the dress list every single Thursday and not ever being on it. And it gets old, constantly failing. Like, in the very beginning, failing's okay. You're just learning. It's okay to fail. It's in your mind, you're fine. But as time keeps going on and you keep failing and you keep failing, it gets old. And people stop being supportive and helping you. And you start to feel alone, right? And like, when I would go and look in that dress list and I was like, man, like, this is not good. Even the people that were close to me were like, this isn't gonna happen. And so I remember being on a call with my dad after those 3 years, and I was ready to quit. I was like, done. And I was saying to him, like, I'm not talented enough. I'm not big enough. It's because I didn't fit in. They aren't giving me enough opportunity. And he just yelled over the phone. He was like, stop. All these are excuses. The problem is you aren't who you need to be yet. You haven't developed the skills yet. You haven't developed the habits yet. You haven't become who you need to be yet.
A guy in Los Angeles, all over the front page of the newspaper, he just passed the bar after taking it 48 times. He had more than enough reason and excuses not to take it. His son has a law firm. He could have been a legal assistant, a clerk, and people all of a sudden used to laugh at this guy. He was a laughing stock. Are you taking the bar lately? Can you imagine what they did to this dude? You know what that guy is? Man making a career taking the bar. But by the way, he needed to make a career to pass it. People will do that too. You know, people talked about John Kennedy Jr. failing the bar. Did you read in the newspaper that he passed? I didn't see that, but did they make a bigger deal about him passing as they did when he failed? No, you know why? People like to see you fail. They like to see that. People are like that. I don't know why it's set up like that. I was on the expressway, traffic was jammed up. You know what was happening? It was an accident. But people pull over to the side to get out of their car to go look. to see somebody else's suffering. That's why talk shows are so popular. So people like to hear other people's misery, get it caught up in that. Then they go magnify it in their own lives because that's all they focus on. I bet not catch you going to any accidents here. Bob Boyd went to conquer his volcano like that gentleman who decided it doesn't matter how many times I fail. I'm going to courageously pursue it. I don't care what people say. I don't care what they think. This is something that I want that gives my life meaning and value. You got a volcano like that in you somewhere.
And if you want a really quick measurement, if you want a quick gauge of where you're at in this spectrum of numbing and awakening yourself, just look back. What did you do today? Not a week ago, not 2 weeks ago, but today. How much direction do you have? How much clarity do you have? How much drive do you have? Were you driven by something that you planned for and you scheduled, or were you reacting to what happened? Even the way you ended up on this video, did you schedule time to watch this, or did you just end up here? Because if you ended up here, you're reacting. If you plan to be here, you're responding, you're creating. And if you are one of those people, or you're having a moment where, let's be honest, you're wasting time, and it happens to all of us, it's as simple as it's because you didn't know what you wanted from this moment. You didn't prepare for this moment. You didn't plan for this moment. Maybe you didn't even act. Never forget that you're either creating your day, or your day is being created for you.
But when we unlock those handcuffs and say it's on me, now we can begin to find and fine-tune those specific skills that we have to get good at, or it's lights out. If you don't fail, you're not going to get better, right? You have to fail your way to success. Les Brown said this, and I love it. He said, if you're going to fail and fall, land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. And sometimes we forget that. Like, we forget, hey, we've got to fail, but I'm going to fail in the best way possible so I can get back up and learn from it and get better, right?
Just remember this. Only as high as you reach can you grow. Only as far as you seek can you go. Only as deep as you can look can you see. And only as much as you can dream can you be. So reach high, reach far, go deep, and keep dreaming.